Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I am your chemistry teacher Najma Batul. Today we are going to discuss chapter number 5, physical states of matter. You have already learnt about gaseous and liquid state of matter. Today we will discuss about the properties of solid state of matter. Message of the day is books are a uniquely portable magic. Now we will start our topic. Property of solid state is rigidity. Rigidity means hardness. Particles of the solids are not mobile. This means solid particles cannot move from one place to another. They cannot move. Why? Because the space between the particle is less. They are closely packed with each other. They have fixed position, and due to fixed position only vibrational motion is present in them. That is why solids are rigid in their structure. Next property is density. Density means mass per unit volume. Density of the solid is greater than the liquid and gases. Solid particles are closely packed. They do not have empty spaces between their particles. That is why they have the highest densities among three states of matter. For example, density of aluminium is 2.70 gram per cubic centimeter. Iron is 7.86 gram per cubic centimeter and gold is 19.3 gram per cubic centimeter. Now we will discuss types of solids. According to their general appearance, solids can be classified into two types. One is crystalline solid and second is amorphous solids. Crystalline solids. In crystalline solids, particles are arranged in a definite three-dimensional pattern. In this picture, you can see that the particles are arranged in three-dimensional pattern. This means X, Y and Z axis. They have definite surfaces or faces. Each face has definite angle with the other. And here you can see that each face has a specific or the fixed angle. They have sharp melting point. This means they will melt at a fixed temperature. Examples of the crystalline solids are diamond and sodium chloride, which is also known as common salt. Next is amorphous solids. Amorphous means shapeless. This means particles are not regularly arranged. In this picture you can see that the particles of the amorphous solids, they are not arranged in X, Y and Z axis. Their shape is irregular. They do not have sharp melting point. For example, glass, rubber and plastic. Another property of the solid state is allotropy. We will define it as the existence of an element in more than one form in same physical state is called allotropy. Here in this picture, different allotropic forms of carbon are given. Carbon is an element. This is diamond. This is graphite and this is buckyball. If you can see the structure, this is the structure of the diamond, this is graphite and this is buckyballs. They all are present in same physical states but present in different forms. Now we will discuss the reasons of allotropy. Number one is the existence of two or more kinds of molecules of an element, each having different number of atoms, such as allotropes of oxygen are O2, oxygen, and ozone O3. This means same element is present but in it the number of atoms are different. Both are the allotropes of oxygen. One is O2 and the other is O3. Different arrangement of two or more atoms or molecules in a crystal of the element such as sulfur shows allotropy due to different arrangement of molecules S8 in the crystals. Now second reason is different arrangement of atoms or the molecules, and the example of sulfur is given. Sulfur molecule consists of 8 sulfur atoms. This means S8, but it has 3 different forms in which the arrangement is different. Transition temperature. The temperature at which one allotrope changes into another. Trans means change of one form into another. This means at this temperature one allotrope will change into another. For example, transition temperature of sulfur is 96 degrees centigrade. 96 degrees centigrade is the transition temperature of sulfur. Below this temperature rhombic sulfur will exist, and above 96 degrees centigrade monoclinic sulfur will exist. Transition temperature of phosphorus is 250 degrees centigrade. Below 250 degrees centigrade white phosphorus exists. P5 indicates that phosphorus consists of 4 atoms of phosphorus and it has tetraatomic molecule. Tetra means 4. Above 250 degrees centigrade red phosphorus exists and P4N. N means 1, 2, 3 and so on. And here you can see that one P4 will link with second and then with third. In this way a long chain will be formed that is of phosphorus red. Properties. White phosphorus is very reactive, poisonous and waxy solid. It exists as tetraatomic molecules. This means white phosphorus will react fast quickly. It is poisonous. Waxy solid means just like the candle. Red phosphorus is less reactive, non-poisonous and brittle powder. But the red phosphorus is less reactive as compared to white phosphorus and it is also non-poisonous and brittle solid. Transition temperature of tin is 13.2 degrees centigrade. 13.2 is the transition temperature of tin. Below this temperature gray tin exists which is in cubic form, but above 13.2 degrees centigrade white tin exists which is in tetragonal form. Now we will discuss test yourself 5.5. Question number 1. Which form of sulfur exists at room temperature? Answer is rhombic sulfur. Why rhombic sulfur exists at room temperature? Because the transition temperature of sulfur is 96 degree and below 96 degree centigrade only rhombic sulfur exists. Question number 2. Why is white tin available at room temperature? Answer is the gray tin exists only below 13.2 degrees centigrade. The standard temperature is almost 25 degrees centigrade. So the white tin is available at room temperature, not the gray tin. Standard room temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. The transition temperature of tin is 13.2 degrees centigrade. This means below 32 degrees centigrade gray tin exists, but above 13.2 degree white tin will exist. That is why room temperature is 25, so the white tin will exist at room temperature. Question number 3. Why is the melting point of a solid considered its identification characteristics? Answer is pure solid substances has sharp and fixed melting point that is different from others. So we can consider melting point as an identification characteristics. Melting point of each solid is fixed and that will be different from the other solid. That is why it is considered as identification characteristics. Question number 4. Which is lighter one, aluminium or gold? Answer is aluminium. Question 5. Write the molecular formula of sulfur molecule. S8. Question 6. Which allotropic form of the carbon is stable at room temperature? All allotropic forms of carbon are stable at room temperature. All allotropic forms mean there are three allotropic forms of carbon, which are diamond, graphite and buckyballs. This means all these three allotropic forms are stable. Question number 6. State whether allotropy is shown by elements or compounds or both. Answer is, it is the property of elements only. Question number 8. Why amorphous solids do not have sharp melting point as like the crystalline form? Answer is, amorphous solids are not arranged at particular position and not as strongly as in crystalline form, so they don't have sharp melting point as crystalline solid. Next is society, science and technology. Curing with salt to preserve meat. Salt is used for hundreds of the years to cure the meat. Why salt is used? Because the table salt, which is also known as sodium chloride, it has the ability that it can kill the harmful bacteria which are present in the meat. That is why salt is used to cure the meat. Table salt is the most important ingredient for curing meat and is used in large quantities. Salt kills and inhibits the growth of putrefying bacteria by drawing water out of the meat. Inhibit means to stop. Putrefying bacteria, the bacteria which are responsible for the spoilage of meat. Concentrations of the salt up to 20% are required to kill most species of unwanted bacteria. Once properly salted, the meat contains enough salt to prevent the growth of many undesirable microbes. Microbes means microorganisms. In this way, salt can be used to preserve meat. Stay home and safe. Allah Hafiz.